wants to go where she's supposed to go.
Okay, we have a gap here. That's kind of spooky. Okay.
Let me see if it's in me.
Here, I'll give it to you.
Oh, yep, there it is.
There you go.
Check 1, 2.
There you go. Here's the.
Okay. Should we move over here?
I mean, it's kind of up to you guys. I don't know. I mean, as long as you have that, that's.
Well, I Bob Burns,
Yes.
down here.
Okay.
This is where you are.
Who's that? Who am I sitting by?
I don't know. Barbara just said you have to come down here. You.
Barbara has the list, I guess.
She does. Linda, is that you? You're the very good one. I know, right? I did too. I came up with putting on these. So did Bob.
Yeah, because I was down there, so I was carrying it all the way down there.
Well, you're in the middle. Yeah. But I don't know which side. What something there gets to sit on my other side. I know.
I wondered if, because of the choices, they have the Philly or the New York, or maybe they don't do that.
That's true. I was wondering, I got a backpack, and so I was wondering if I should put it on the downside. I guess I have right here. Yeah, okay. Great.
And the podium is right there.
Really, not so far along. It's nice to have a short commute to work.
Yeah. Okay, so who isn't here yet? Jeremy and Jamie. I'm here, Brad's here, Cheryl's here, Lucas is here. Nancy's here. And Joshua is here, student representative. Linda? I thought maybe she was coming down this way, but she's not. Now, is there a gap on both sides of this thing or just one? the podium and the table on the right.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that matters to you or not, but there is one.
Now let me look here.
So the podium is right here.
Good
And then
deal.
next to it, there's a gap that would go down off the edge.
A what? Next to it, there's a what?
There's a gap right here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
On both sides. Okay.
well, there's just one on this side. That's bigger.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
I always like knowing stuff like this.
You bet. You bet.
No. I'm just looking at it. I'm not looking for anything. So, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Barbara.
It's on.
I don't think there was room at that table where you
Well,
had.
no, I wasn't kind of going to that table. I was just looking
Shane,
for
do you
people.
need some dressing?
It wouldn't help.
Oh my word.
No, not me.
So do you know everybody's in here?
Pretty much. I know for a few people. Very, very few. What time is it?
10 after.
What's that, Barbara?
It's 7:10.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow. So I'd say you can probably. Here's the
That's okay.
Holding pain if I get it back.
Ooh, why? Yikes.
Now, would you like my holding pain?
Sure, why not?
Okay, give me just a second.
Otherwise, I'll use my fist. Is this live? Yes, it is.
There you go, Barbara. You're welcome. It's a new one, so it's never been used as a gavel.
The banquet of the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska is in order. Yay! Good evening, everybody. My name is Barbara Lose. I'll be your MC this evening. I'm from Lincoln, and I'm a longtime member of the National Federation of the Blind. 50 years, in fact. I want to welcome everybody to this banquet. If I could have your attention for just a moment, please. I'd like to invite to the podium the excuse me, I have a excuse me. I'm sorry. I could not help that coming on. I'm just really sorry. The Secretary of the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska and a member of our organization from Columbus, Nebraska. She's also Secretary of the Senior Division. This is Linda Mentink for our invocation.
Good evening. Let's pray. Our precious Heavenly Father, we thank you this evening for the food that you have set before us, for those who have prepared it and served it to us. We thank you for all the things that have happened at this convention, the friends we've made and the friends we've gotten reacquainted with and the good times that we've had. And we just ask for your blessing on this banquet tonight and also on our meeting tomorrow. We know that you are with us, and we thank you for that. We just give you all the praise and glory in your precious holy name. Amen. Amen. I'll put this back up for you, Barbara. Everybody's taller than me.
All right. Well, yes.
Is Aaron Galvin here? Aaron Galvin. Okay. Aaron gets Pepper Jack and Good Evans, $25 a piece. You're not going to want to cook tomorrow, so there you go.
Okay, our president has just let me know that if there is anyone at the back table expecting not to be eating because of not having a banquet ticket, you may eat. There is food to share with you. So if you are here and you can find a place with a place setting, and, you know, nobody sitting there, but so that will be fine. Okay, if I could have your attention, I can tell this is going to be an unruly crowd here. And that's okay, as long as the unruly time is okay. But right now, I'd like your attention for a moment, please. I'm patient. I'll wait for you. Okay. I'd like to introduce to you the people at the head table now. And I will start on my left. And that could be any direction for you because it depends on which way you're facing at your table, so I'm not going to even go there. We just heard from the person sitting at the far left end of the table, Linda Mentink, our secretary. And next to her is our host chapter president, Bob Burns. He's also our second vice president. And he told you where he's from, too. Say it again, Bob. There you go. Okay, next to Bob is our first vice president and the person in charge of the convention arrangements this year, Christine Boone. This has been a great convention, don't you think so? Yeah. And next to Christine is the first man of the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska, Jeremy Ritchie. Next to Jeremy is our president, Jamie Ritchie. Hey! I'll skip over the next person for the time being. And I am Barbara Lose, MC. And next to me is Brad Lose, my wonderful husband. Next to Brad is our treasurer, Cheryl Livingston. Next to Cheryl is our president of the Nebraska Association of Blind Students, Lucas Grease. Next to Lucas is Nancy Altman, representing our Greater at Large chapter. She is on the board, and we want to, again, wish good health to Kimberly Sherbarth, our president of the At Large chapter. So welcome, Nancy. And last but certainly not least is our student representative, Joshua Olakani. Did I get it? Okay, well, I'll let you eat again for just a little bit, and you can be as unruly as you like. Almost.
Well, okay, guys, we got a door prize. What do we got, Nance? Should we just do one of these?
Sure.
Okay. Not that one. What we have here is, we didn't take it out of the brand new sack because, and it is either a backpack or a duffel bag. We haven't figured it out. You can figure it out. And it goes to
Audra Kramer.
Audra Kramer. Yep. You can put your chocolates in there.
All right, everybody, take your cue from Audra, how she responded to getting a door prize. That's how you do it. Let everybody know you're glad you won. There you go.
It's a duffel bag or else a backpack. I don't know.
I think it's a duffel bag.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody want my asparagus?
Good. It is good asparagus.
I like it when it's steamed. Look at him, look at you. Nancy, he wants your ducks.
I don't have any. I gave them all away.
You saw you put them in your purse.
Dan put them in his pocket. He's looking at the wrong person.
I like the hens and chickens here in the middle of the table.
There's hens and chickens in the middle of the table.
They got a really nice little globe. Hens and chickens in it.
That's where we draw it.
It's going to be a rowdy night tonight.
Banquet. think it's going to be a rowdy night tonight.
Happy hour left.
Some of us don't get all that much time to just visit.
Yeah, it gets kind of tiring when you have to shout.
Are you kidding me? Rice and potatoes and roll.
Yeah,
No carb.
and dessert. Yeah, we would have stews, but I think they could be in
He's just beaching out.
I think he's crawling over to dance.
good. Yeah, very good.
Very
Tell
good.
your cook they did a good job. She's a lady that knows a lot about AI. Has she been here all weekend? Is she in NFBN? Is she sick? Did you go to that session, Amy? Was it pretty good? Yeah. 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 Sandra has the kind of similar specs on.
Oh, does she?
And so does Mark. Is it Mark from Wahoo?
Where are they?
Against the wall over there. Doorway.
Is Hannah or anyone over there?
Not that I know of. Nope.
Because I looked it up and I downloaded it on my phone.
Well, I'm not on duty.
Oh yeah, right though.
Based on the instructions I had, I told Damien he could take them off.
Well, it's after hours too,
Well,
and we're doing something else.
that's enough of that. If you'd like any of it, reach over.
Suzette? Suzette? How's your grandbaby? Good.
When the hippie band was still running, we brought people down here. I think he stayed in the hotel next door, not this one.
There's a whole stream of them down here.
Is there?
I think the Hyatt's down here. Thank you, sir.
Oh, well, maybe that.
There's
I just remember going to get
none of
some.
my street.
We went to that wholesale or whatever it was. They paid by the town.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's when you find out how much you really eat.
Yeah,
guys gave me some good information this afternoon. I'm choosing to eat the rice instead of the potatoes. That was the most informative session.
He's very well informed. I'm going to send mine away. The diabetic seminar.
Oh man.
I'm looking for mushrooms.
They had fun going down the hall. That's great. Yeah.
If I do this, you'll know to take it.
Did I crush my dessert or what?
Yes. Yeah, it's in there. I thought that might be one of the last.
Blue. Blue's look nice too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, at some point they're deciding so they can let the guy take their plate or he's waiting. Especially when it goes through your system. Like a shoelace.
I'm finished. Thank you. If it goes away, I can't pick at it, which is a very good thing. Wow, what on earth?
It's like Neapolitan ice cream, but it's not.
No, it
It's a
isn't.
pudding. It's a cake base, chocolate, and I don't know what.
Could I get the coffee pot, please?
That
Yep. And they are large ones. They are not small. Oh, this is a different one. Do we need a door prize for dessert?
It's like a moose or something.
It is a spoon. Works very well for this.
There's cream if you want it. Over there by Karen.
I'm all right. I'd take a creamer. Yep, that's what those are. There is a pot of coffee on the table if anyone needs it. Sometimes I...
What does this say? Moosey?
Moose, yeah.
Wait, sweets? And you heard me say.
They've got somebody back there that likes chocolate. Doesn't bother me any.
Thank you. Should we say for a door prize before the main speaker starts looking? That's the only way you'll get it quiet.
Want to draw for a door prize? I've got, just a minute. Now that we're all full,
I wouldn't care, but I know some people are pretty weird about that. Why took
Door prize. Door prize.
the door prize is, now that we've all eaten our hearts out and might need a little exercise, Papio Fun Park 2 action wristbands, and it goes to Rashna Marsh.
Hello. Hello, everyone. May I have your attention, please? Hello. It is time for you to get your ducks in a row. So here is our president, Jamie Ritchie, to tell you the rules of the game.
Oh, okay. Do we have some duck snappers? Snaggers? Okay. All right, we need our coin tossers to come forward, please. All right, thank you. I need my coin flippers to come on up. So, everybody got their ducks? Oh, somebody's still finding. Did we have any ducks left over? Well, Emily's the last one that had them, so. Yeah, is there still some left? Does anybody want ducks that did not get them? Stand on your chair and wave your neighbor. Stand on your chair and wave your neighbor. What? What? Oh my gosh. Those aren't real, Roscoe. Do we have my coin flippers? Are they coming? Okay. Yes. Oh, snap. I forgot about that. Okay. Hello, coin tossers. Okay. Oh. I haven't seen her either. Is she not coming? Okay. Okay. Is Elizabeth coming?
What?
Is Elizabeth coming?
She's up in our room for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Okay, so Sarah's just going to flip it?
I guess.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yes. Okay. The empty one. Okay, does everybody have their ducks in a row? All right, let me have your attention. You don't want me to lose my voice, otherwise you won't get to enjoy tomorrow's session, right? Okay, so this is a little game that we play to raise a little money, have a little fun. So what you're gonna do is we are gonna be flipping. Sarah Burrish is up here. She's gonna flip a coin. Before she does, you need to choose either heads or tails, okay? What you're gonna do is if you choose heads, you will put your hands on your. If you choose tails, you'll put your hands on your. Exactly. You then need to leave them there until the coin is flipped. If you won that round, you get to keep a duck. If you lost that round, so let's say you chose heads and it was tails, you need to put a duck back in your baggie. Okay? Normally we have a duck pond in the middle of the table, but we forgot our duck ponds. So if you lose it, put the duck back in your baggie. That's your own little personal duck pond. All right, the person with the last duck wins $50.
We're supposed to be standing, right?
Oh, yes. So we do this standing up if you're able. So everybody that has ducks, please stand if you're able. Okay, and then you just say, choose heads or tails, and then you flip it, and then you announce which one it is.
So choose
Okay.
tails.
Yep. And then
Once everyone does it, then
Yep. And then you say if it's heads or tails. Okay. Let me go get my Dexel real quick. I love your dress. Thank you.
I think I'm done, but it is the most delicious banquet meal I've had.
Ready? Everyone choose heads or tails.
Hands on your heads, hands on your tails.
Heads. Okay, choose heads or tails. Heads. Okay, choose heads or tails. Tails. Heads or tails? Heads. Heads or tails?
Okay.
Tails. Heads or tails? Tails. Heads or tails? Heads.
Okay, just a second, Sarah. Just a second. Okay.
If you have 6 ducks, quack.
Oh,
Wow. If you have 5 ducks, quack. Quack. If you have 4 ducks, quack. Quack. If you have 3 ducks, quack. Quack. How about 2? Quack.
Oh no.
How about 1? You're a bad hunter.
Maybe he's a good hunter.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. Heads or tails? Heads. Heads or tails? Tails.
Yeah, just a second, Sarah.
Okay.
How about it? Who has 6 ducks? Who has 5 ducks? Who has 4 ducks? 3?
Quack.
2? 1? 0.
I think the head table has like 1 each.
There you go.
No, I have 3.
Oh, you still have 3 more?
Yeah.
All right. Oh my God.
Woo! Wow.
Okay, are we ready to continue? Okay. Heads or tails?
Tails. Heads or tails?
Oh, Brad's down to one.
Tails.
I'm down to one now. They're dropping out.
Heads or tails? Tails.
I know, that's what I'm doing. I'll be okay with that.
Heads or tails? Tails. Okay.
Who has 6 ducks? Who has 5 ducks? 4? 3? Quack. 2? 1? Alright, heads or tails?
Tails.
Huh? Hear that? Okay, ready? Then you can say heads or tails in here. Okay, say it. Into here. Heads or tails? You have to. No, you have to say it for that. Heads or tails. Oh, I just said heads. Yeah, say it. Say it.
Heads or tails?
Oh, Alyssa's here.
Tails.
You want to say it again? I don't care. I'm just.
Heads or tails? Tails.
Oh, this makes people mad. Okay, next one.
Heads or tails? Tails.
Okay, let's do a count again.
Okay.
Who has 5 ducks? 4 ducks? 3 ducks?
Ooh.
2.5 ducks? 2 ducks? 1 duck? Alright, go for it.
Give a good flip.
Ready, we'll see. Heads or tails?
Yeah.
Heads.
Here, do you want to do it? Go ahead. Okay. You can say it. Heads or tails.
Heads or tails?
Ready?
Tails.
Their faces, their reactions are just so fun. You want to say it again? 3, 2, 1.
Heads or tails? Tails.
So who has 3 ducks? Who has 2 ducks? Who has 1 duck?
My mom might win.
Heads or tails? Heads.
Heads or tails? Heads.
Your mom might win.
Good job, Mom. Heads or tails? Heads. Good job, Mom.
Okay, who has 4 ducks? Nobody. I couldn't remember. Not saying much. Who has 3 ducks?
Oh, you have 3? Oh, we have 4? Who has 4?
Somebody started with 12.
Yeah. Who is it? Who has 4? Huh? Oh, Ty still has 4. Wow.
Lucky. What? He might win.
Who has 2 ducks?
2 ducks? Nobody?
Who has 1 duck?
Yeah, Ty might win.
So it's between Amy and Ty. Did we miss anybody?
Okay, so who has 2 ducks?
My mom
Who
just
has
won.
1 duck? Amy wins.
Good job, Mom. My mother won. My mother won.
Here, let me give you the cash. Give to her.
So what do we do with our?
Or prize.
On the table.
All right.
I got one.
Here, you dig it. These are 10s. And so she needs a 10 and 2 20s for 50.
And the door prize goes to Carlos Servan. $25 from the Lincoln chapter.
All right. Can we give a big hand of applause to our flippers? That was Sarah Burrish and Elizabeth Hanson. So Amy Burrish won $50. I don't know if that was rigged or not since her daughter was one of the flippers, but since there was 2 of them, I guess we can, let it slide. We do appreciate you playing. This fundraiser is just something fun, and the money does go to the general treasury. If you would, please do not take your ducks because we want to do this again next year. Just leave your ducks in their pond on the table, and we will come by and collect them at the end of the banquet. What's that? In the Ziploc, yes, in your pond Ziploc bag. Thank you.
Yeah, we did. That was funny. I remember that. If I could have your attention, please. Hello, everybody. Okay, we are at a cool point in our banquet now. I invite everybody to read the blurb about our national representative, Gary Wonder, the guy I skipped when I was introducing the head table. I heard a couple people say, well, where's Gary? Yeah. Okay. And I've known Gary Wonder for many years. We've worked on different projects together throughout the past bunch of decades. And throughout the time that he's been involved, he's had many and varied responsibilities. And he's always done them with joy and with the kind of focus that I sure appreciate. He was the editor of the Monitor, the Braille Monitor, for a long time, and he's also done a lot of other things. And I do invite you to read the blurb in the agenda. I know that he treasures time with his family, and he has 4 children and 4 grandchildren. And a lot of us know his wife also, Debbie Wonder. She's a leader in her own right. She happens to share a birthday with my son, John. I've always enjoyed that about her and him. He considers himself to be a politics enthusiast, and he's interested in current events. He's passionate about the Federation's work, and you can tell that in everything that he does for us and with us. And he believes in the importance of cultivating the next generation of leaders. While he loves tradition, he's open to change and values the fresh perspectives younger people bring to the table. I have enjoyed working with him, as I said, for many years. And I think that there's a one thing I wanted to say about him. Is that to succeed in life, you need 3 things: a wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone. I believe Gary has all 3, and I'm happy to have him speak to us right now. Thank you.
That's one of these introductions that you wonder if you would just be better off to quit while you're ahead. I've had lots of experiences as a national rep, but think about it as I can, heads or tails, I can't come up with a time when I've ever placed a distant second to a bunch of rubber ducks. So it's a first. It's a first. I thought I'd be original in my title, my theme, so I decided to speak this evening on Forward Together, Shaping Tomorrow. Now, at this early point, you have to be wondering, how long did she give this guy? And is he starting out slow, or does it just get worse from here? You know, the theme of this weekend seems just like something we should have at our Nebraska convention. But if I think back, which is surprisingly hard to do sometimes,
This title would have meant little to me as a kid. Forward Together, Shaping Tomorrow would have made no sense to me. First, because I was told that blind people being around blind people only encouraged us to be distant from the sighted, and the sighted is where the real world lived. I knew about movements that said that they wanted to push things forward, but movements were not a part of my family's Midwestern values. Movements were suspect. If the movement was working on poverty, why weren't those people in the movement working rather than going to meetings, marches, and protests? In the America where I lived, what was there to protest? A man, and yes, it was mostly a man, got what he got based on what he did. He shouldn't expect anyone to give anything to him. And it was certainly a point of pride to say that nobody ever gave me anything I didn't earn myself. Yes, there was a place for charity, but what a shame if you were so desperate that you needed it. You can imagine that my family's reaction to the Federation was mixed at best. They knew there were teachers and agencies, people who knew about blindness, but they had never done much in the way of introducing me to blind people, certainly not blind adults. The thought it could be helpful never occurred to them. And in fact, they expected me to do better than the blind adults they knew. Mostly elderly folks who learned little about blindness, that blindness coming that late in their lives, and they ended up relying on many people for the things that they needed. My public school teachers portrayed us, the students, as a new generation of blind people who were far beyond our predecessors. So again, the caution not to get too close and the idea that we, the new generation of students, were different. Then my parents also reasoned that I was being raised at a time when we were sending men to the moon. And they were pretty certain I was soon to be as sighted as the best of them. 16 would be for me as magic as it would be for my brothers and my sister. And I could drive those cars, trucks, tractors, and other heavy machinery my family used to make our living. So the together part was an uphill slog with two other obstacles that stood between me and becoming really involved in the blindness movement. I was told I was not like other blind people. I was different, downright exceptional. Just how was never clear to me, but hearing something so flattering was hard to shrug off. Only when I came to understand that what made me exceptional were low expectations did I see that the comments that were being made might be well-intentioned, but they were not what I wanted. I did not want the bar to be set that low in my life. My father set a high bar, and that is really what I wanted to match. The question was whether a blind person could meet that higher bar. And until I found the Federation, this was as big and troubling a concern as I had in my young life. Now, the second obstacle that came between me and embracing the concept of shaping together, no, let me try that again, that came, forward together, shaping tomorrow, was that my family considered itself extra special, to say the least. The concept of the other that is mentioned today was not verbalized at all, but it was very much alive. If you were a foreigner, you were suspect. If you were black, that was a significant point against you. If you were poor, it was because poor folks had poor ways, and they simply did not know how to deal with money, and they may have lacked motivation. I won't go into the religious part of what it meant if you were a Catholic, a Jew, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Christian Scientist, or a member of the Baha'i faith. The truth is that my family was so high on itself that even if you were a straight white male, if your name wasn't Wonder, you were a step below. Now, imagine what a shock it was for me when I went away to the School for the Blind at age 11 and found myself surrounded by a bunch of folks I had considered different, strange, bizarre, and no doubt inferior. My ignorance knew no bounds. My roommate at the school was black, and I liked him quite a lot. He was a grade ahead of me, so what he said carried a lot of weight with me. He liked telling me about the difference between the 6th and the 7th grade. The move being from a little kid to an almost adult. Now, being an almost adult, the place where I hoped to be in a year, came with much higher expectations and the consequent chance of flunking out, which he let me know I might do. 8 book reports, being questioned in class, and the math instructor who is a genius and expects as much from you. I'm dying as I listen to all of this. I was scared stiff. But he was my buddy. And one evening, we were horsing around, having a great time, and in fun I said to him, "Marvin, you are the silliest N-word I've ever met." He hit me right in the mouth. With blood running down my face, my first reaction was, wow, what an overreaction to the word silly. Both of us yelled for the house mother. It took me a while to figure out why he would be yelling for the house mother. She came in, saw the blood, and began lecturing Marvin on the fact that physical violence was never the answer and completely unacceptable. Now, although I wanted her to pay some attention to the blood running down my face, I really didn't want her to be too hard on Marvin. After all, we were just playing around, having a good time, kind of a game. Well, it didn't take long for her to turn her attention from Marvin to Gary. I learned that the objectionable word was not silly. What's more, I was told that it might be just as unacceptable for me to say what I said as it was for Marvin to hit me in the mouth. It didn't always take a hit in the mouth to start me on the road of changing my mind. The steps that I made in coming to see others as real people were, however, small. It wasn't easy to go against my family's values, but what I had heard just didn't square with what I observed at the School for the Blind and later in college. As you can imagine, my experience in college really helped me to see folks I previously saw as the other differently. They became fellow travelers who were just as smart, motivated, compassionate, and many times they were kinder than I was. They came far closer to living their Christian values than I did mine. And as you know, I couldn't find many of those Christian values telling me how superior I was or that I should actively be judging others. Becoming involved with the National Federation of the Blind was a significant boost to my understanding that equality was more than just a word found in the Constitution. For when I really started working in the organization, I found myself shoulder to shoulder with people of all races and religions. We were tied together by something beautiful, the idea that we could make the world better for blind people. In an inaugural speech, I had heard Richard Nixon say that no man is truly whole until he has found a cause larger than himself. And I have truly felt blessed that I have found that cause in the National Federation of the Blind, and given that we strive for integration, several other causes as well. Let me talk a little about the phrase shaping tomorrow. Again, I had to overcome some initial reservations. One of my family's favorite slogans was that you tend to your own knitting. This was not only meant minding your own business, but not getting the big head and think that you could have real influence in the world. So when it came to politics, the Congress, the judicial and the executive branch, my family tended to think of ourselves as the little people who simply lacked the money or influence to do much. Now, when I got in touch with the Federation, and they suggested that we go to visit the Missouri State Capitol in Jefferson City, visit the legislature, and even the governor, I was astounded. But of course, I wanted to go. Maybe there really was something to this federation after all. My family took notice, and I have to confess that it didn't hurt that by this time their son was chosen to be a leader of the Missouri affiliate at age 24, something they figured he probably should have done earlier in his life, but better late than never. When the Federation said that we should go to Washington, D.C., again, I was surprised, and so were those who brought me into the world and those who were raised with me. To meet with people like Senator Danforth and Senator Eagleton really knocked my socks off, and I never felt better about our political process and the chance that I could be meaningfully engaged in it. Now, when in 1981 we went to D.C. and picketed the Federal Aviation Administration, my family was a bit more nuanced. You see, yelling at the government was fine, but there was this matter of protesting. That may have crossed a bridge too far. What decided my family was the thing that so often decided them, what my father thought about things. When he announced that folks should know better than to come between me, my cane, and my dog guide, at least one form of protest was endorsed, and the Federation scored another point with my family. Now, you guys had already scored plenty of points with me by then. As you increased my confidence, both in me and in the blind throughout the nation and the world, paradoxically, you helped me go beyond being so very certain about what I knew to be true, and suggested that every position a person thinks should always be open for thought, re-examination, reaffirmation, or change. The NFB has given me the opportunity to engage with many Americans, with many of America's best minds and leaders, some of whom have been in our organization. It has always given me the opportunity to help those who are less fortunate. For blindness does not always mean being blessed with what they have possessed. poverty can have a terrible consequence. Low expectations and overprotectiveness can kill ambition and drive. Not being articulate can cause many a person to be sold short in getting what they deserve. Sometimes a disability, in addition to blindness, simply means a few more alternative techniques. At other times, it means understanding that blindness, while not a help, is the lesser disability. Then it is we who must learn to go beyond our tried and true alternative techniques and help think outside the box for those people who need our help. Do you ever have times when you wish you could take back things that you once said with great vehemence? I certainly have. How many times did I proclaim to the world that my goal was for us to be so effective as a federation that we would work our way out of needing an organization of the blind? With all due respect to those who may currently feel this way, I think this idea has no merit whatsoever. In one respect, the issues we argue for today would have seemed mysterious and hard to understand by our founders. What would arguing about keyboard navigation mean? Might it mean trying to find our typewriter? What would increased screen access mean? Perhaps it would be a better way of letting the wind blow through while keeping out the flies. If you told one of our founders you were going out to buy a wireless mouse, they would probably tell you that they had plenty of mice they would be glad to give you if only they could catch them. If they weren't too blown away by not actually wanting a mouse, would the question of what you meant by wireless ever surface? If it did, would they have marveled at an electric mouse trap? Or would they cry out about the cruelty of it all to a mouse? I used to think that when we got easier access to the printed page, almost all of our problems would be solved. But of course, making a thing digital doesn't make it universally accessible. It should, it can, but it doesn't. And so we fight. In so many ways, I find myself living in a world that is as good as any science fiction I could have imagined. I dictate this speech, and the words come up under my fingers. When I type, either on a QWERTY or a Braille keyboard, and make a spelling mistake, the unit barks at me. Not a teacher, not a colleague, not a boss. Who would guess that I could carry a computer in my pocket that can read talking books from the library, let me listen to my favorite oldies or the latest music, let me watch movies complete with audio description, help me read print, and when I'm desperate, even let me talk to neighbors across the world with greater clarity than I used to have when talking with my friends across town on the old telephone. Yes, in many respects, I am living the dream, but that dream is threatened on many fronts. I want the right to vote privately and independently without being accompanied by 2 election judges or a good friend who helps me cast my vote, only to give me the 3rd degree for voting in a way that might raise her property taxes. I want to participate equally in online commerce with accessibility that is not only included in the law, but practiced so routinely that it becomes something we take for granted. I want to be a part of the generation that gets to call a car and tell it where I want to go without begging or pleading as I used to do to find a ride. Beyond what I hope to accomplish that might seem a bit futuristic, I want to protect what has helped me to become a man who truly lives the life he wants. I might growl at some of the deficiencies in the education I got, but I was able to overcome them through more work and education. I might wish that the rehabilitation system had been a bit more flexible, but they did their job, and I've been gainfully employed full-time for the last 47 years and have definitely paid enough taxes for the rehabilitation system to use the slogan, invest a little, save a lot. I will stand firmly in seeing that the Federation is nonpartisan in its policies, just as it is in its makeup. But I will not let fear of criticism based on partisanship cause me to back away from telling my story, being an advocate, and trying to ensure that people have it as good as I have had it. There's another saying I want to have relegated to the recycle bin. That is the notion that I want it to be easier for other blind people than it has been for me. That statement used to sound so noble to me, but I think it implies a certain arrogance about how tough I am relative to other people that just doesn't hold up under scrutiny. I think it also discounts the value that some confrontation in our lives has in shaping us and making us realize that challenge is not something foreign or different, but in fact is just as important in life as a healthy heartbeat. I don't want new folks coming along to be broken by the challenges they face, but I do want them to learn how to be assertive, introspective, grateful for what they have, and determined to get what they want and need. Whether the Federation continues is less and less an issue for me to influence the days that I have left. I'm long past doing enough to worry about whether or not I've given back. I think I have. For me now, it is all about paying it forward, but the chances I'll have to pay it forward are unquestionably growing shorter every day. What blind people of today do with what others have given them is their choice. I hope they retain the strength and unity that have made our progress possible and keep uppermost the absolute necessity of acting collectively. At the same time, I hope this and future generations are flexible enough to embrace whatever challenges tomorrow throws at them. I want to end with one of my favorite stories about a man who gave much to the Federation. Don Capps of South Carolina was often accompanied by his wife Betty when he traveled and made speeches. One night, after a speech he thought felt particularly good to give, he returned to his seat and asked Betty what she thought of it. In her firm but gentle way, she answered, "Donald, I think you have passed up let me start that again. Donald, I think you passed up several good opportunities to sit down." So, following in Don's tradition, I'm going to pass on one story of my own. As our Missouri affiliate president, president, I was in Kansas City to celebrate the 40th anniversary of our chapter and deliver the keynote address for that event. My parents decided to attend, and it was the first time they ever heard me speak. So I got up, gave a speech I hoped worthy of commemorating 4 decades as a chapter. And when I came back to see my parents off, I couldn't resist asking them how they thought their son had done. My mother was the closest at hand, so I asked her my question, not being as direct as Don. Instead, I asked, "Well, Mom, did you fall asleep during my speech?" In 2 sentences, she took me to the heights and brought me crashing back to earth. In a very sincere voice, she said, "Oh, no, honey. No one could have fallen asleep during your speech. You were talking much too loud for that." Thank you, and with that, I rest my case and take my seat.
Thank you very much, Gary. That was wonderful. Okay, I hear the door prize people wanting to give one.
Door prize.
We don't want to take it all back. It's heavy.
Jenny Mosier. Is she
What?
here?
Andrew is in her place. There you go. He's here. Yep.
She's what?
Okay.
What you got there, Karen?
I don't know.
That's a football helmet.
Oh, very cool. It's awfully small.
Well, it's a decorative.
Is it a piggy bank?
Yeah, let me find just a minute, Dan. Just a minute here. That's
Okay. Okay. While they're sorting all that out, one thing I wanted to be sure to announce tonight has to do with someone I have known well and loved for many years. This afternoon when Carlos was giving his speech, he talked about the fact that Rosemary Lerdahl and John Cheadle and I had started the center here in 1974. We had the celebration in October of last year on the 15th, White Cane Day. 10 days later, John Cheadle died. And I told Barbara Cheadle that I would announce here that for all of us who weren't able to be at his memorial service in Baltimore, and some who were, that there will be a memorial event to celebrate John Cheadle on the 12th of July after the afternoon session at the National Federation of the Blind Convention in New Orleans this summer. John was very instrumental in getting things going here, and the Cheadles lived here in Nebraska for a number of years, and even if you didn't personally know him, you've been affected by him, as all of us affect one another. So I invite you on her behalf and their children's behalf to please look for that in the agenda and attend. Okay. One of the things that we like to do is to have prizes and things like that. And one thing I'd like to announce here is that we, along with a lot of other people, had members of our organization who participated in the Braille Readers Are Leaders contest, sponsored by the American Action Fund for Blind Children and Adults. Here in Nebraska, we had our own Braille Readers Are Leaders contest within the contest. And I'd like to announce that the winners, the Lincoln chapter sponsored it, but it was available statewide for anybody who wanted to participate. And it was done on Beanstack, like it was for everybody else, who participated. And the winners in our Nebraska contest, Richie's Vending put up $100 for the first place winner, who just happened to be our president, Jamie Ritchie. And the Lincoln chapter put up the second place prize of $50, which went to Shane Burrish.
So you got $100.
And he is currently a Braille instructor at the Center for the Blind. He'll be taking a counselor job in the Lincoln District soon. Is Connie Daly here? Yes. All right. I would like to have us all give Connie a big round of applause for being blind at heart for many years. She says she's going to retire on the 30th of April. We all keep hoping somebody will talk her out of it, but so far I don't think that's happening.
That'll be temporary.
But we do wish you well, Connie, and know that whatever you do, it'll be cool. Yeah, and you're always welcome here.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of awards, from time to time we do have awards, and we have one this year. And I'd like to invite Cheryl Livingston to come up and did you want me to talk about that first, or did you want to do that?
Let me say a word and then you can talk about it while I get it ready.
All right. Obviously, we didn't finish our conversation about it.
That's okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm Cheryl Livingston. I am.
Quite close enough to.
Oh, I'm not? Okay. Is that better?
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. I am the chairperson of the awards committee. And this year, the awards committee consisted of myself, Barbara Lose, and Jeremy Ritchie. And Barbara will talk a little bit about an award that we give from time to time. It's called the Richard Parker Memorial Award, and it's named after the very first president of the reorganized Nebraska affiliate, Richard Parker. We don't give this award out every year. In fact, I think the last time we gave it out was about 10 years ago? 2014. 2014, okay. So it's been a long time. But since
Some of you have never been to the convention before. I'd like to have Barbara come and just speak a little bit about the history of the award, and then I'd like to make the presentation. So Barbara, would you like to? Sorry.
Okay. On our website, there is a little blurb about our awards that we give from time to time. This one is now the Richard Parker Memorial Award. The first time we gave it was in 1977 when we gave it to Dick Parker. And I remember being at his home with his family, and he showed me where he had it displayed on his living room wall, and he was very proud of it. Dick Parker was the first president of our reorganized affiliate, and for those of you who may not know, we had an affiliate of the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska beginning in 1941, just 1 year after the Federation came into being. And there was a convention here in Omaha in 1955, a national convention. Now we're too big to meet here for the most part, but at the national level, but we did then. And Cheryl's brother-in-law, Hank Vetter, was one of the members here at that time. And some of us who've been around a long time remember him too, and her sister Pat. But in 1982, Dick Parker died. Some of the things that he participated in when the Federation was reorganized in 1971 was getting our white cane law passed in Nebraska that allows us to use the streets and highways and to come to hotels and not be told we can't be here because we're blind and things like that. And he also helped get rid of a situation where people could take out liens on blind people's homes and some really unimpressive things that used to happen. One of the biggest things he helped happen, though, was making a difference in the Agency for the Blind. And so what happened was that he was the one who went to the legislature, and other people who were in the reorganized affiliate did as well, to have the former director, Dean McDermott, be gone. And that was when Dr. James Nyman was hired in 1974. And so Dick was a big part of that. And he also was the first, the founding director of Radio Talking Book Service back in that same year. So he did a lot of things at the beginning of our reorganized affiliate. But this award is presented to a fellow member of the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska who has demonstrated exceptional commitment and dedication to the organized blind in Nebraska. The award is named in honor of Richard Dick Parker. His efforts in the movement in Nebraska directly resulted in a lot of changes. The Richard Parker Award is the highest honor that our affiliate can bestow on an individual. And we've had several recipients over the years, but this year we would like to honor yet another among us. And I would ask Cheryl to come back up here and present the award.
Okay, I'm going to describe this award Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna describe this award first, and gosh, I'm gonna try to keep it together while I give it here, guys. Anyway, the award is in the shape of Nebraska. It's about 9 by 6 or something like that. It's made out of a brown walnut, I believe it is, with a black state of Nebraska on the top of it, because that's where the writing is. It's got our logo on it on the left-hand side. It says Richard Parker Memorial Award, presented to, and I'll get to that in just a minute, by the National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska, in recognition of your dedication to mentoring and empowering blind individuals, advocating for independence in mobility and transportation, and advancing the mission of the National Federation of the Blind to change perceptions of what it means to be blind, March 29, 2025. This award, excuse me, is presented to Jeffrey T. Altman. So come on up, Jeff.
Is he up here?
He's coming.
He's coming. Okay, good.
Come on up, Jeff.
Come on up.
Can you go ahead? Can you climb up the stairs okay? Is that
Yeah,
okay? All righty. I just wanted to make sure that.
Once I get through being lost on my
I would like to thank the members of my committee for working with me on these awards. Oh, sorry. I would like to thank the members of my committee for working with me on this. And it's been a pleasure working on it and figuring out what language to put on it. So Jeff, are you here yet?
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. Well, here is the Richard Parker Memorial Award. And if you'd like to say a few words. I'm kind of losing it, guys. So. Okay, there you go.
I think the first word I can come up with is stunned.
Did you find the mic there? Yeah, you need to get close to it.
Okay.
Get real close to it.
As soon as I figure out where the thing, there it is. A little bit low for me.
Well.
You know, I've been very fortunate. I found a kind of work that I really enjoyed, and I've had the great privilege of watching people grow and gain confidence over the years. And of course, a big part of what made my life work the way it did was being a member of the National Federation of the Blind. Thank you, folks.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Joe.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I
Barbara.
gotta get on the action too. I gotta have a hug too. Congratulations.
Thanks. Oh.
Jeff, since we kissed earlier,
Yeah, we'll let that go. Yeah. Oh. What would one do without friends like this? Oh, well, I'm going to have to find someplace special for this, so thank you, folks. Oh.
Absolutely. Well, do we have a door prize for that?
All right, door prize.
For Caden Galvin. This is a pass for 2 activity wristbands at Papio Fun Park.
So did you get him? All right. Well, how totally appropriate that was, given what's next on the agenda. Are you ready, Bob? All right. One of the most cool things about our organization is, thank you, is that we really do deal with people at all levels, in all generations. If a person's blind, we want to help that person. And if a person's blind, we want them to work and do stuff on behalf of blind people. And that's no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are. So one of the things we do is to award scholarships to blind students. And here for the report of the scholarship committee and giving out some promises of an award. You'll need to get the award itself tomorrow at the business meeting. But here is Bob Burns, the scholarship chair.
Oops, excuse me. So, Caden, Allie, and Z Hack, Hawk, you want to head up here? I said yesterday, here and ever after known as Z Hawk.
What about Omaha?
Yeah. So anyway, while they're making it up here, it occurred to me as I was thinking that there's a lot of people in this organization that have won NFB scholarships over the years. And so don't steal my thunder. I was going to say, if you've won a NFB scholarship at some point, to clap. But we want to. Yeah, there's quite a few. So that's neat. And I also want to, last year, Benjamin Grelk, won the first prize, and what a great choice that ended up being. I mean, he's our webmaster and just an outstanding NFB member. So anyway, congratulations again, Ben. Before I mentioned the scholarships, I want to thank the scholarship committee. Kimberly Sherbarth unfortunately wasn't able to make it, so Nancy Ullman got drafted at the last moment, and pitched in admirably, and Karen Moritz and Shane Burrish and Ben Grelk were all on the scholarship committee, and so I want to thank them, and everybody give them a round of applause for. So again, we have 3 scholarship candidates. So Caden Galvin, is everybody up here? Yep. So Caden Galvin, Allie Holmberg, and he sometimes goes by Zayden Hack, but I prefer to call him Z-Hawk. So we had Caden and Zayden, and their names rhymed, and it was too noisy. So I said, this isn't going to work. We got to have different names. So anyway, without further ado, then, so to remind everybody, we have 3 scholarships. 2 of them are for $750, and then the first prize is for $1,500. And so, Caden, and to keep a trend going, since you just won a door prize, and you win a scholarship for $750, and I congratulate you, and here is your certificate, and the microphone is right in front of you, and just tell us your secret to success.
Or give them a false one so they don't use it.
Until you get it copyrighted.
Fair enough.
I just want to say thank you for the scholarship. I don't really have too much else to say.
Thank you. And the second $750 scholarship is Allie Holmberg. Congratulations, Allie. So are you here? Okay, here you go. Here's your certificate. And
I would like to thank the scholarship committee, my mom, and my teachers for getting me here. That's it.
Thank you. So anyway, I guess that leaves us in suspense then who's going to win the first prize. But I wanted to say, all 3 candidates were excellent, and the old saying is, the future's so bright, I think I need to wear sunglasses. The future of our organization and the blind, people striving for bigger and better things in Nebraska is bright. And without further ado, Mr. Z. Hawk Zayden Hake wins the $1,500 scholarship.
Thank you. Awesome.
Here's your certificate.
Thank you. Alrighty, well, I first want to quote my friend Allie Holmberg gave me this nice little phrase, "The Hawk has landed." And I'd like to thank all of you guys because the NFB started with the Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and then they introduced me to the NFB, and now I'm a part of this family, and I hope to be for a long time coming. So I'd like to thank all of you, the Scholarship Committee, the Commission for the Blind, and the NFB, and everybody here. Thank you.
Hey, Jamie. Oh, the other direction. Hey, Jamie. While I'm up here, will you have that drawing for the Omaha raffle? Should I do that now?
Well, ask her. She's in charge.
Oh, Barbara.
Yes, that's fine, Bob.
Okay. Who's in charge of this meeting? So anyway, the next thing. So Nathan, get ready to fire up your machine. Can we give Nathan Deeds is there a mobile microphone around? Yes. So let's give him Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, Nathan, come up. So anyway, I want to thank the Richies for donating from Richie's Vending $350 to the Omaha chapter for us to have a fundraiser to make this possible. So we didn't have to sell popcorn. So you didn't have to be assaulted by the chapter selling popcorn. You just had to be offered raffle choices. But anyway, so that it worked out great. And so Nathan, so when you do a raffle, okay, one option is you have tickets, you got to keep track of them, and I know that there's programs available to do these raffles to make a random drawing, and when Nathan said he could do it, I said, you are the man, so that is going to be the way we're going to do it. And one of our newer members. Yeah, so Nathan Deeds is from Iowa. He's going to college at Creighton, and he's an outstanding member of the the Omaha chapter. He says he's going back to Des Moines this summer for an internship. So we're going to make a Nebraskan out of him yet. But anyway, so what? I don't know if you need a surface or what.
No, I'm good. I got it up and ready here whenever.
Okay, so I'll turn it. Okay, so anyway, if there's a drum roll, Jeremy, do you have a or Jay?
That was good practice. Do it again. That was funny.
Okay, Shell Morgan. Is Shell Morgan here?
Shell Morgan.
Shell Morgan? Yeah.
Okay, so she's not here then. So, well, I understand. I'm just saying she's not here to scream up and down for the money, and so, we're gonna tell her that she won. I swear. So. Okay, so everybody, thanks for participating. Great support, and so anyway, thank you very much, and that's the end of our show, or my show. I'll turn it back to Barbara.
Okay, all these tall people. Okay. Okay. We have one more item, and we'll find out, excuse me, we'll find out if what we did this morning or this afternoon, or I'm not good at time, helps to make this process a little quicker or not. We will soon find out. And the way we'll start so that everybody knows what we're talking about is to sing our little song again. Get on the PAC plan, sign up today. We need your contributions right away. Funding our movement, it must be done, so all our battles can be won. I apologize to all the sopranos in the room. Okay. How we generally do this is to allow people who want to say if they want to be a new PAC contributor or increase their PAC plan. And as we talked about earlier today, there's more than one way to get on. If people want to be public about it, that's a fine thing. It's kind of fun. If you'd rather do it in a way that is less public, I still would like to know if you decided to do it. We have the form, and there are QR codes, as I mentioned in your agenda. If you didn't bring the agenda, my understanding is we have some QR codes on paper that people can get access to. Is that right, Geraldine? Okay, good. I wouldn't want to give bad information. Okay, we have a sticker, or you can get it off of a paper. If you would prefer to call, you can call 877 NFB2PAC, which is 877-632-2722. And when you call that number, you wouldn't leave sensitive information like your banking information. You would leave your number and or how you want somebody to call you back, and then someone will call you back and get your information. So those are ways that it can be done. There are the QR codes in your agenda too, if you want to do that. So is there anybody who would like to, I know we usually start out by talking about where we are in connection to other states, because we kind of enjoy having a little bit of rivalry and that sort of thing in the PAC contribution realm. And we usually take the number, the monthly number, and ours right now is $1,120. And we usually look at who's right behind us to see if somebody's about to catch up to us. And that right now would be South Carolina. And South Carolina is at $1,113. So, when is our South Carolina convention? Does anybody know? August. So, but, I mean, people can contribute any time of year. But, I mean, that's usually when, you know, a big push happens. So, then we have number 10, which is right ahead of us, and that would be Idaho. And Idaho is at $1,142. So that's not very far ahead of us. And number 9 is Ohio. And Ohio is at 1,213. So, Cheryl, are you able to keep track of who sings out? I will. Somebody asked about our friends in Missouri. Missouri is number 7. And Missouri's monthly contribution is $1,230. So there you go. We're at 1120. Okay, so anybody out there? Robert Newman, $7 increase. Thank you. Okay, so that makes us at 1127. Wow. Okay, so now we are at 1227. Unless my math is wrong. Okay, my math is correct. I heard somebody else out there. Okay, 15. Is that new or increase? Okay, so help me out with my math, people. 1242.
Richie's, $100.
Wow.
And Missouri can eat that.
And that's an increase, right, Jeremy? Jeremy, that's an increase?
I guess it's an increase by 100, yes.
Okay. So now we are at 1342.
Cheryl Livingston, I'll increase by $15.
Okay. All right, Shane. 1357, thank you. All right. That is a cool number, but we don't need to stop there. It just goes up in the odd number pattern. It's cool. But we can keep going. All right. All right. This is a very cool thing. Thank you, Eli. What this does is it means that all of our chapters and divisions are on PAC. Yay! Okay, and now that makes our number 1362. All right, we better look at number 6.
Yeah, Louisiana's this weekend. Can we beat them?
Okay, so why is
Dream big. That's right.
it is one of our things we do. What's going on here? My thing. Kaufman, a $1 increase. $5 increase. Holy cow. What? What, Nancy? $1. Oh, I was right. Okay. All right, so that gets us to 1363. Okay. Let me try to find.
So Barbara, if you increase, does somebody have to do anything, or you can just?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, how would anybody know you were increasing?
Since it's already set up for the authorization, is it something?
You still go on, and there is a place on the form that says increase, and so that's what you would do.
I'll raise, I was trying to remember, I should have looked to see what mine is now. I'll raise 14 a month.
14?
Okay, so 1377. Yeah, that was my mission. California is number 6. In California, oh, very cool. Oh, it may be different, but right now, as of the end of February, it was 1364. And number 5 is Pennsylvania with 1564. Okay, is there anybody else out there wanting to do it at this moment? And if you have any trouble with the form, I'm happy to help you. And there are others who would be happy to help you too. The best time to do it is now, because then you won't be forgetting. So I suggest that you do it now. I even strongly urge you to do it now.
Carol and Conrad, I had to stop mine for a little while, so I will begin a new one at $5 a month.
All right. So we are at 1382. Woo.
Oh, 82 is a good number.
I believe our president might have been born that year. Not 1382, but okay. Anyone else? I don't want. Whoa! My agenda just bit the dust. Okay. I don't want to rush anybody. I also want us to, wind down so we can hear some music and have an auction and things like that. Karen Moritz is raising hers by $5. So now we're at 1387. Anybody born in that year? Okay. All right, if anybody needs Oh. Carlos is doing what? Is increasing by 20. 1407. All right. Wow. This is very cool. So now, okay. Oh yeah, we definitely passed Missouri. We did that. So we would be, if things stay the same, which they don't necessarily do very often, very long, but we would be in 6th place now, I believe, because California was there at 1364, but then, yeah. Yeah, so we don't really know how long we'll stay there. But anyway, because does anybody know when California's convention, did it? Oh, it just happened. So people might be entering things in their lovely machines. Okay, but we have moved up, guys. We are always glad to be in the top 10 in PAC, and a lot of times we're there. What I hope is that everybody's economic situation and everything else will stay stable and all that, so that we really will move up by this amount, because what we tend to do is kind of yo-yo around and end up at about the same number here and there. So I'm hoping that these will stick. We've talked about it being monthly, so the contribution you're making is going to happen once a month. On whatever day you want it to happen, it will automatically happen as long as you keep your information current that it's coming out of. So this has been great. I thank everybody. And we've really, so what is the amount of our increase? Let's see, 12, 20, whatever. We were at 1120. We were at 1120. A $287 increase, you guys. That is as cool as it can be. Wow. All right, Omaha. All right. Oh no. Where did your
All right. This one kind of is a lead up to an auction item, okay? This is transportation, overnight lodging in Chadron, round trip travel by a really nice bus into Deadwood, South Dakota for the Ski for Light event.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and what we're auctioning off, if you guys stick around, we have a full ride to the Ski for Light event as well as the event itself. It's probably worth over $500. So you want to stick around for that. And this will go to, I feel like I'm stuttering when I say this name. That's terrible, and I don't mean to be offensive. Phil Farber.
Phil Farber does not appear to be here.
Nancy.
What about Jeremy Fifield?
Jeremy Fifield. And Jeremy, he just passed me here. I need you to fill out all your information here so I can pass it on to the people who count the money. Okay. That would be me.
All right. Was that our last door prize?
Think so.
Can you write it?
Okay.
Jeremy, so we can.
Madam
What's that?
Convention Chair, do you have any announcements for us before we adjourn?
On this paper.
Not longhand, no. I could get somebody to do
Yeah,
it.
do it. Here's a pen.
Okay.
And then if you can get.
Okay, one announcement is if you're not going to be here tomorrow, which would be a sad moment in time, you're asked to leave your name tag on the table here tonight. And your ducks. And everybody's supposed to leave their ducks on the table whether you're going to be here tomorrow or not. In their pond, which is their plastic bag. Clear like water, they say.
It's this little.
Do you have any announcements, Madam Convention Arrangements person? Going once. Oh, well, okay. Okay.
Barbara?
Yes.
I got him on, sort of.
Sort of, wow. Yeah, I can tell.
It's like when we were doing our fit break today, and I had these big clonking heels on, and was up here going. Anyway, okay. No, I wouldn't step on you. Okay, so my announcements are, and this is a repeat, but I still want you to know. So pay attention, please. Late checkout is what time? Anybody know? 12:30. You guys are good. Okay, so if you wish to check out before you come, convention starts. General session begins at 9 o'clock. Right, Madam President? I was just going to say that, but devotions begin at 7:30 and they end at 8:30, so you still have a half an hour to cruise around and do whatever you want to do after that before you need to be in here. So if you want to... Oh, and yes, it's in Salon D, so technically you don't even have to go anywhere because, well, I guess we decided we might be able to leave the wall shut, didn't we? All right. Anyway, it'll be in Salon D, so no matter whatever happens, you won't have to go very far. How's that? And if you wish to check out before you come here, that is fine. It's even encouraged because then, you know, the less people we have at one time, the fewer people we have at one time, the easier it will be for everybody. You can bring your luggage to the general session if you put it where and nobody will trip over it. So bring it up to the front, please. And don't put it like right by the steps of the stage, please, but over in a corner at the front left. No, not in this room, in the other room. And as you're facing the stage, listen, as you're in the audience, to your left, at the front to your left. In that room, there is a big space over there before you get to Jeremy's sound table. So you can leave your luggage there. Just be able to recognize it because it might have company, and we don't want, you know, people to go running off with the wrong luggage, which has happened before. So please pay attention. Take a string or something and tie it around it, or borrow a towel from the hotel and tie it through your suitcase. All right. So that is all I have. Devotions 7:30, session 9, late checkout 12:30. Bus back to Lincoln. Do you have a departure time, anyone, for that?
No, because it's not buses. They're all going individually.
All right, someone told me that they were using the bus again, so sorry, bad information. All right, thanks all, thanks.
Okay, I want to invite everybody to stick around for the auction and the music and drinks, I guess. So At this point, the 2025 National Federation of the Blind of Nebraska Convention Banquet is adjourned.